What we're about to do is roast off the back of the tires of our 2007 Z06 Corvette.
Bye-bye $600.
That was test one.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. If you have been following along, you know that I took a big fat L the other day and stuff didn't work out, and we didn't spin the tires on the Winnebago and do a nice smoky burnout and ride off to the sunset like heroes. We spun the clutches, and probably the drum inside the band and everything was making noise and doing stuff, but it just wasn't really doing what I wanted it to. So that is a long-winded way to say that we failed. So it is back to the drawing board. However, I will say this. I got super lucky with that transmission. The transmission that is in the Twinnebago, if you haven't been following along, my buddy Reed and I went to the junkyard. I found that thing that didn't even have a pan on it. I'm like, this one looks good. And I grabbed a pan off of another transmission, slapped it on there, and we dropped it on some cushions. We didn't have all the right stuff to take it out. This is our plan that we came up with. We just stacked a bunch of stuff, and then we're gonna try to drop it on that, and hopefully it doesn't roll off too far or anything. I brought it home, slapped it in there, and I've been running it like that ever since. So the thing already has done a burnout. I have video of that when it was ugly. I was trying to get a burnout of it while it's pretty so we could have like nice pictures and things, and that didn't work. But it went to Vegas and back. We went up to Wrightwood, up to the mountains, up a road where I should be going up. I went up and down that. We went to Kern River, so I went camping with the family. Excuse me, with this thing. So for the 180 bucks I think I spent at the junkyard on it, to slap it in and do one of these and have it last as long as it did, and then it was still technically fine, aside from it had a leak. And I want to show you guys, because I keep telling people, everybody's asked me why I didn't take it down the 1320 at Vegas. Well, this is from it sitting overnight, right? So that's my hand, so it's about a softball size. And yes, I know that you're gonna say, well, that's not much, you should have done it anyway. Well, I'm not trying to hurt anybody or whatever. There's some fast cars, and that's a world-class facility in my opinion in Vegas. It's a nice place. So I wasn't trying to ruin anybody's fun. Had like a drip like that and I pulled up and I was unaware of it, that's one thing. But going there and knowing that you have an issue and then putting it down the strip anyway because you want to be selfish. Granted, trust me, I really wanted to be a hero and put this thing down the track. Don't you know, get it mixed up. I was already there. The Winnebago's here. We can just make it happen. But you know what? That, to me, that's karma. I need all the hot rod God's karma that I can get, and I need to, you know, do the right thing in my opinion. So we will hopefully accomplish that. That is one of my goals. The other goal is to do big fat smoky burnout, and I've done one time. So maybe we got lucky. Maybe it was when the transmission wasn't so angry, but we've driven around. We've been up to the mountains. We went to Vegas and back, and then it sprung the leak, and it's been great. And it was great up until like the third time I tried to do a burnout, and the thing just gave up and was like, nope, it ain't happening. So in comes my buddy. I got this as a core to put the Maliboom, because I want to do 480E in the Maliboom, but it's a four-wheel drive unit, which the one in the Bago is a four-wheel drive unit because it has a two-piece drive shaft. So this is better served as a rebuild, and then I can just swap them out considering the Bago still kind of moves around. So I got really lucky. I haven't tried to put it in reverse yet, so I don't know if reverse works, but I still can kind of move it because it sucks. When that thing's down, like, it's like golf or whatever, when they hit the ball and you're like, play it where it lies. That's kind of how you repair that thing. So I'm glad it's still a little mobile, and we're gonna leave it alone and just baby it and say really nice things to it, so that way at some point we can, if I need to move it, it's cool, or I can get it into the driveway. And then if this thing's rebuilt, I can swap this in a weekend. That ain't no thing. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna grab our Super Clean. So big shout out and thank you to Super Clean for helping the channel out. They sent me a bunch of products. We're gonna use it here, and we're gonna clean this thing up and then see what we're starting with. And then I talked to my boy Ryan Jans. If you need a converter, you have a 480 you need built, if you have enough money, just send him one. Don't be a knucklehead and watch my videos and try to do it yourself. send it to him because he's the man. But if you're like me and you're poor, maybe you can watch this video series. I might give you some pointers. I know there's a ton of information on 480Es all over YouTube that's probably much better than the stuff that I'm going to be doing. So welcome to, it was the cooler channel. It was Cool Down. Now it's the transmission amateur day because I've never done a 480E. I'm pretty familiar with Power Glide stuff at this point, considering we smoked that one a couple times and blown it to pieces on Rocky Mountain Race Week. So we're going to take the knowledge that we learned on that, kind of apply it to this. I'm lucky enough to be buddies with Ryan, and he's very cool. He's been very gracious with me, very patient. He's really good at answering questions and things. So he has enough faith in my skill set at this point. He's watched what I've done, and we've talked long enough on the phone and such that he thinks that, you know, I have the skill set to facilitate a rebuild on this. Although I'm going to send him a few parts, and he's going to do some magic on those things so they hold up a bit better. And then I will do the final assembly and everything, and measurements, everything over here. So this thing craps the bed. It's definitely my fault, but I'm hoping we should be good. I'm going to take my time. There might be a bunch of different videos of me doing this for a little while, but again, it's my first rodeo. I have the book. We'll refer to it. If you guys catch me doing anything stupid and you're like, hey, you did that wrong, please let me know. And then that's it. So let's get this thing cleaned up, see what we're working with. And then now I've got rust repair going on this, and I got the frame over here on jack stands. It's no longer on the dolly because the dolly's under there. So I've got enough room up here to move the cab in and out. So I think I'm gonna move my table and stuff back here. So in the afternoons and such, I can just start tinkering with this, because I gotta blow this all apart and inspect it. And then it's gonna be apart while I send parts to Florida to Ryan, so to get done. So we're in a bit of a hiatus. I was batting 1,000. I had 2 running projects like a week and a half ago. Actually, like 2-3 days ago, I had 2 running projects, but the boom needs new tires. I got to finish that pan that I started if you watch that video. And now the Twinnebago, I think it'll go in reverse. If it goes in reverse, it still technically runs and drives, just not in the right direction. But I do have a fancy backup camera, so maybe we just turn it into the backwards driving channel and the cooler channel and the amateur transmission day. So let's get this thing cleaned up, see if I can't get a bench together, and maybe pull some of the parts off that we're going to send to Ryan and start inspecting this thing. We'll see how far we go. I've never pulled one of these apart, so I can't just zing it all apart and go, oh, look, everybody. But I figure we'll clean it up, maybe dig into it a little bit, kind of like at least pull the pan and kind of just look at some stuff and get an idea. But yeah, definitely amateur hour. So welcome to amateur transmission building, and hopefully we can get the car back on the road, and then I can bring you guys some interesting content. Otherwise, I might just start videotaping my grass grow. Like, we can do a time lapse and you can just watch it sprout every week, and the gardeners come and whack that thing down, and probably be more interested in the stuff we're doing around here. But let's get going. We got the work area, and then I pushed the cab in. I still need access to these tools because I have to make some sheet steel parts for this guy tomorrow. And then once I load this bench up, it's not gonna move because this thing is like heavy as all get out. So this is what we're gonna call it. I had to clean up, and it took more time than I anticipated. But it is weekday after work, and I don't want to burn the candle too hard because, I mean, I'm not really on a hard crunch time frame or nothing, so I want to kind of pace myself so I don't burn myself out. Because I get crazy. I mean, I spend a lot of hours when it comes to getting to the events or doing stuff, and I put myself on a schedule like time frame. So luckily, we're not quite on one. I want to keep after it, but we'll just do it kind of little by little. We're going to do the hour a day type deal, and I'll bring you guys along. So we'll get this thing up there. I'm waiting for my wife to finish up her chores, and then we can throw it up there, and then maybe tomorrow we can kind of dig into it. I think tomorrow, when I clean up and finish up, I should have enough time now that I don't have to clean it or whatever. And then I want to get a bunch of rags, because I'm like, oh, we'll throw it up there. I just want to pull the pan and show people. But I'm like, I don't have enough rags that this thing kind of craps the bed all over the top of this thing. I just don't really want to make that mess or deal with it today. So we'll get a big bucket of rags. We'll make sure we're ready to rock and roll. So if we make a mess tomorrow when we pop the pan, at least we can take care of it. And I'd like to have this whole thing disassembled, hopefully, by the end of the week. And then I'll probably go down to KP's and go bug my buddy Eli, because he has that nice, it's like a heated solvent tank, and it circulates it, and you have the light. So I'll probably just go in there and clean up all the parts whenever I get over there. And then maybe throw the case. I'll just probably pressure wash the hell out of the case. We did a decent job, but we'll do it even better. Maybe we'll take that to the truck wash they have heated water over there at the truck wash too. So yeah, so we'll take a look at it. We'll get started. Hopefully we got a good core, and then we can do the modifications and we'll swap this thing out. And then next time it's all or nothing. We got to get that burnout done on the Winnebago so we can move on with life and do some other stuff. So you guys, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, click that chicken. Till next time, I'm out.